Real-time payments in the US is 6 years into what's going to be a multi-year journey. What we're actually going to see here, both with the launch of the RTP network 6 years ago and more recently FedNow as a new competitor in this space and partner, is really an explosion of growth. And that growth is really being driven by very specific use cases. And there I think it's important to understand that ACH has a batch payment system that sort of settles overnight with various windows, has some same-day capabilities, is a phenomenal utility for us in the US, and something that continues to grow around 5% year on year, that really is there to satisfy certain ways of paying payroll each month or various other payments. What we see for a corporate, though, is in many corporates is those who actually require instant availability of funds for a transaction. That's much better articulated over the real-time payments network. And what we see is both B2B payments there, but actually very specifically B2C, C2C, and C2B transactions that happen in that space. Why? If you're defunding a wallet, you're usually doing so because you want funds instantly. So the corporate who provides that wallet to its client base, the client wants the money out instantly, they want it in their checking account to do something with it. Therefore, they much prefer to have that over real time versus legacy modes. Alternatively, if you're an instant wage access provider, either the provider itself or the company who wants to offer instant wage access to its clients, the idea that as soon as you complete a piece of work virtually or finish your shift, you're able to get paid instantaneously into your bank account is something that is very attractive in that scenario. So in terms of real-time payments, we really have to think about those specific use cases where it really brings a different level of value for the corporate and or their consumer client to really understand where the transaction and volumes come from. So where it comes to wires versus ACH versus RTP, it really is a horses for courses conversation. The ability to decide what I want to do should drive where I think a payment should happen or go from. And that should not just be around speed. In fact, speed and time is often the last thing you think about. Is it that you want instant availability of funds? Is it that you want instant confirmation? Is it that you want to have 24/7, rich ISO 20022 data format? Which level of fraud controls do you want to have? Is the payment more appropriate for a push payment on RTP or more like a debit ACH you can get on the ACH network? Really understanding with your bank what is the most appropriate horse for your course, if you like. This quarter alone, we had 76 million transactions over the real-time payment network, around $48 billion in value. We see growth this year, 40% over last year we're forecasting. That's something that really shows you that this is an explosion of growth, but something that's happening at the same time as ACH growth and as wire growth in the payments landscape. So corporates should care if they think that they can actually help offer a better product or service to their client off the back of it, or better manage their payables, receivables in a real-time manner. But it's not the answer for everything. And that's where corporates really need to work with their banks to help decide where the corporate wants to make a decision around a product offering versus where they want their bank to help support them on routing decisions for payment activity.